VoxAC30 JMI era. Is this the most gigged VoxAC30? It's the most gigged I've ever seen. The beautiful old gem, this one. So you can see it's had a really fruitful and tough life, and it's done many a gig. You see the grill cloth's really faded, the badge is faded, some of the gold's come off there. So this is in for a full service. I've not plugged it in yet, and this part one video is just going to be an assessment really of what this amplifier needs, what parts and so on, and actually what's actually wrong with it as well. We'll probably just give it a run and see what's actually wrong with it. It's been used regularly, it's been used in a studio from what I've been told, so we're going to have a good old look at it. And I know we've done these on the channel before, but this one is a bit special because it's some amps, they just sit at home, but this one's had a life, a very good life by the look of it. Right, so we're looking at the top, the control panels. You can see the handles have long gone. They've just been carried so much they've just broken. We've got the usual deal with the three inputs there: trem, normal and brilliant. We've got speed, tremolo, vibe trem, normal, brilliant, treble bass, and the cut on there. And you can see the usual deal going on here: main switch, fuse, pilot light, and the voltage selector on there. The panels looks in very good order though. I mean, some people don't like to see amps like this. I personally love to see amps like this. To see an amp that's, you know, had a life gigging and stuff, it just, to me, this is a proper amp. Let's get the back off it and have a look at the gubbings inside. Right, so we're just looking inside. You can see it's had some work done to it. On there, some gridley. It's like some kind of mod gone on there. Not sure what that is. Let's look at that in more detail. So we've got the Hunts capacitors. They'll be shot, guaranteed. There, we've had a resistor change just there. What else? Capacitor change there. There's original Hunts capacitor there. That will be shot as well, guaranteed. These Weimars hold up quite well though. Capacitor here, I'll have to check that. Had a repair there, a new capacitor added, and another ceramic capacitor there, another capacitor changed there. They're probably bypass capacitors, so that's good. Original electrolytics probably. A couple of capacitors change here. I think they're to the output tubes, those two, if I remember. They're the coupling caps for the output tubes, and they should be 150 nanofarad, I think, if I remember. Some very average soldering gone on there, but we can sort that out, it's no problem. Looking through. Another capacitor change there. So this amp's had quite a bit of work done to it. Another capacitor changed there as well. So it's had quite a bit of work. Looks like it's had a new main switch in, but that's not surprising given its age. So yeah, very good. It's had a bit of work done to it. Right, let's plug it in and see what we're dealing with. Right, we'll just switch on. So this amp's been used regularly, so we're not. It's not like it's been stud or anything. So we're not going to bring this up on the VoxAC. see it's got quite a bit of capacitance hum on there. Let's just get a lead. That's the brilliant channel, and there's a problem with that. Let's try the normal channel. Works okay. A bit muddy though, that. Let's try the brilliant channel. So let's just turn up that. Normal channel works okay. Let's try the brilliant channel. That one works very well. With that tone control on there, what is that? Is that the bass? That's the bass. Behaving very strangely. So we've got something not quite right with that bass part. It's that bass control. Turn the volumes down again. So you can hear some of the humming as let's just take that off. Yeah, so it's not humming quite as much as it was now it's warmed up, but it's still got some background hum going on there. It's just reduced a little bit, so that's a problem. The vibrato channel, that doesn't work properly at all. The normal channel works, but it seems a bit muddy. The brilliant channel works fine, and there just seems to be a slight problem on this bass control, and that seems to be it really on there. It's had a bit of work done to it already, as we've seen. It will need a full recap though, definitely. Now, as this amp's being used in a studio, we may be upping the first node capacitor. Now on these it's 16 microfarad, which does leave these amps sounding a little bit noisy, you know, the background noise. So we're going to up that really to make this amp a bit quieter. We're not, you know, we're not looking at putting this amp back to pristine original. It's a working amplifier, so we want to make this work the best that we can make it, especially being used in a studio. The last thing anyone wants really is lots of background noise. Right, I've just drawn the chassis back, and so I can see the tubes, the output tubes. So it looks like we've got a couple of GEs and a couple of JJs in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is test those and just see what condition they're in. Right, I've got the first tube in there. Let's just see. He's okay. Right, we've got the second one in. That's one of the JJs. That's okay. Not quite as good as the GE, but it's there. So that's the third one. That's a JJ. That's okay. So here's the last one. That's the GE. Yeah, and that's okay as well. So the tubes have got plenty of life in them. Well, the output tubes have anyway. Let's try the rectifier tube. Right, so we've got the GZ34 in there. It's a Softec. Yep, he's okay. So you can see the bottom dial there, on the dial there, you can see on the bottom there it says diodes okay. We're just getting a bit closer, you can see that. And so anywhere in that green, and it's a good way into it, so that's fine. Let's try the other side, the other diode. Remember, it's GZ34, so it'll have its twin diode. Let's try that. 6, yeah, 1 pin, yeah, button 6, that's good. So that's good, so that's a good tube. Right, first of the AC30s, 12X7s, so we'll start with one triode. That's a JJ, by the way. Not bad. And 8. A little bit. So that one's a little bit down on that triode. You can see that one's round about just over 60. If we look at the other one, that one's 70, but there's not that much between them. Yeah, it's creeping up now. It'll probably make 65, so there's a little imbalance in those triodes on that one, but not massive. Right, we've got a Mesa tube here, 12AX7. Bang that one in. He's okay. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, again, not brilliant, but okay. Still got some life in them. It's got quite an array of tubes. Brimer AC30. Let's give this one a go. It's a very bent pin on there. Again, about the same as the others. Pin through, let's try the other side. Yep, he's okay. And the price of these preamp tubes now, I mean, I don't know what they're like in the States, but they're quite expensive now in this country. And so, you know, if these tubes have got some life in them, then, you know, you're as well using them up, because they're getting very expensive. Even the JJs are, you know, 20 quid a piece plus now. Speaking of which, out pops another JJ. Let's give him a go. He'll probably be okay. And yet again, he's okay. Not brilliant, but he's good. There's still some life left in him, so leave him in. Strange, you can see the JJs don't seem to have fared as well as the older tubes in here. The Brimer's obviously had a lot more life used than these have. Right, let's look what the next one is. That looks like some kind of nondescript ECC83. Doesn't appear to be any branding on that, just the name of the tube model. But he's in good order. Again, about the same as the others, so he's fine. Again, that one's good. Last one, another Messer tube. Yep, he's okay. Again, not a huge amount of life in him, but he's okay. Certainly much better on the second trio. So a little bit of imbalance in those two trios in there, but in that bottle. But there we go. What we established from this testing, well, the tubes all appear to be okay. We don't know how noisy they are, of course. So they could, you know, they could be quite noisy. So until we actually start to run this thing up and we've recapped it, it'll be when we've recapped it we'll find out if there's any problems with any of the tubes. But they all seem okay from, you know, as far as we can go testing them. So the next job is to get this recapped. So this is just a quick part one on this one. We were just going to do an assessment on this and just let you have a look at this amp. I just thought it were a nice thing to see. As I say, some people don't like to see amps like this. Personally, I do. I think this is a great looking beast. It's, you know, it shows life. If only it could tell all the stories of all those years of gigging. So that'll do it for this one. So thanks for watching. You all take care, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye bye for now.